who we have online?
It's
like
Catherine.
Catherine, no.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
Hi.
Catherine.
So we have four, that's enough for quorum, so I'll make a motion to open the meeting at 7:02.
All right.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have to,
Hi.
Meeting adjourned, meeting open.
opened. All right. We're ready to rock and roll here. So, Joan is not gonna be able to make it, obviously. She's down in Florida, so I don't think we're gonna have a treasurer's report for today.
I think she went down this morning.
Yes,
I think she was leaving today, right? Yeah.
she attended, virtually our regular meeting, but she was going out tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so no treasurer's report, but we did get a secretary report, and as far as I'm concerned, it looked good. Did everybody else get to,
I read it with good.
okay?
Yeah.
Can we make a motion to approve the secretary's report?
Motion to approve the November meeting minutes.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Okay, carries unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the Historical Commission mailbox, and I did receive a letter or a postcard from Massachusetts Historical Commission, and it's about grants. And they have 3 workshops in January. I recorded one of them. I was working while it was going on, but I recorded it. I haven't got to watch it yet, but there's another one on the 21st and there's another one on the 26th. So it's a grant program, which is kind of interesting.
This is the grant that we used for the Grange.
That's the same grant. Okay.
The MPPF round 32, I think we were round 30.
Okay.
So this is the annual state grant for restoration, which is a 50% reimbursable matching grant.
Okay.
So it's the same one. And I think Joan had gone to one of the meetings. I don't know if Catherine went to it in December, like 3 years ago. So they do the meetings every year to educate people what the grant is, what's required, how you have to, fill out the paperwork and all that good stuff.
So could we use that for the church? Could we have like a thermometer out in front of the church and start collecting money from the townspeople and when this rolls around again next year, say, hey, we got this much money. Can we get a reimbursement?
From what I learned from the process is you can apply every year. They will choose towns and places that are high priority. And if they have to, they'll prioritize towns and places that have not participated before they'll give the same town a grant year after year or every couple of years. So
Okay.
your odds might be slightly lower next time because we got a grant for the Grange, but
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if that means that they're 0 or 50 or they're 90%. And it depends on funds, whether the funds availability, I think it's state money changes. So all of that. So yes, it's a grant, it's possible, but the paperwork was overwhelming.
Oh, yes. You said it was atrocious.
And you have to have an architect on retainer before you can submit a grant application.
Okay. And didn't you have to have the entire project completed with the amount of money that you received or something?
You have, it's a 12-month process where you submit your application in March. They decide who gets awarded the grants in June, and you must use all of the money by the following June 30th, or it goes away.
Okay, the following June 30th or it goes away. Oh, that's tough.
And you can't even start the project until like December. Because there is a process and a meeting you have to go to in November, if I vaguely recall, where the whole thing kicks off.
Okay. So you have to get a lot of work done in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and I told them it's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
You're not giving people time. you have to have an architect on retainer and, you know, what the quotes we got for an architect for the Grange was absolutely ludicrous to the project. I mean, you got a $150,000 project and one architect wanted 70-something thousand, the other one wanted 40,000.
Wow.
To paint the Grange and put some shingles on it, basically.
Is there a cap for how much they give you? Is it usually like 500,000 or something like that? Or?
You would never get that kind of money from, unless something changes. We asked for 80.
60, 80?
I think we told them it was a $160,000 project. We asked for 80, they gave us 50.
Oh, really?
And their numbers sounded like the biggest you'd ever get would be 100.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, no guarantee you get the 100.
And it's a big hassle just to
Have
get.
other sources of funding. You gotta have a mission for the building and gotta have a plan. I mean, you basically have to have the whole thing planned out, laid out, and then go ask them for money.
Okay.
And then you have to do a perpetual deed for permanent restriction on the deed forever in perpetuity,
Oh, okay.
where the building can never be changed,
Okay.
ever. Interior, exterior, nothing.
And what are the likely sources for that grant? Like who for the matching part of it? Who do they usually use to get the other half of the money?
From their perspective, you just have to tell them that you have the money. And then they'll give you the 50% match.
They don't care where it comes from.
I don't think they care where it comes from.
Okay.
I think there were some requirements in there, but I think it's basically, you've got to have 75% of the money
Okay.
to get a 50% grant because of the timeline of paying vendors.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're only gonna get the money after you have paid the vendor.
Oh, okay. They reimburse you.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be negative, but all the requirements were, it wasn't worth it.
So there's probably easier grants or
The church is a little different than the Grange was, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether the grants are out there that can be changed, but it's certainly one that should not be discounted.
Yeah.
It's got some significant restrictions.
A lot of work. Maybe there's easier grants to apply for. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's food for thought. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Scott Garland. Did you want to come up and present or?
Let's see.
That was.
I think those seats rock and roll. Yeah.
Could be hotter than, all right, well, thank you for helping me out. Nice to see you all. I'm here for one very minor item that's not really that minor, and then another item that just want to have an open discussion and throw on your table, and let you know where we stand on the project. I neglected to bring a copy of in the Uxbridge Times, the most recent edition. They Uxbridge Historical Commission, they're about to have their 300th anniversary.
Oh,
So
okay.
they have, I saw on your agenda about your 300th budget.
Yep.
Established, so they're a couple of years ahead of us. And what the commission came up with, which I thought was really neat, was a 300th anniversary competition logo that they're going to use on all their releases, whenever they make a publication, event, and it's a logo designed by an individual. It looked like the parameters were, it couldn't be a group, it would have to be an individual. And the winning, they had a prize award for number one. And I thought it was a pretty neat idea. It really kind of gets people motivated. And you want to do it ahead of time because you want that logo on all of your advertising publications announcement. You want to stick that right on there as your watermark.
Yeah.
But their winning design for them was incorporated the cordage from the mill, depiction, like an artist's rendering of the downtown. No, it wasn't downtown. It was various historical buildings. No, the logo was only like this big. So, there was a lot going on, but I'm sorry that I didn't bring it. I meant to. It's over at the society. But it's in the Uxbridge Time from the last publication, and they give a prize award. And I think it was a pretty decent amount to make it worthwhile for the person.
Now, they're the year before us, right?
They are, at least 1 year, at least 1 year before us. But their idea I read was, they wanted to get it out there several years ahead, so that whenever they promote anything coming up, that logo's sitting there, so people get used to it. And then it's official.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could maybe post it on social media or something to.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to come up with a budget to make an award.
Yes, we have some funds that we could probably use. Yeah, that's a great idea. I was trying to connect to the internet to see if I could pull it up, but
I would question whether any of the funds we have could be used for something like that, Craig.
oh, okay, maybe we have,
That may be the same thing as the donation that we thought about making for the April 19th celebration last year.
that's right.
And we were told by the town accountant that the funds cannot be used for anything like that or anything for a nonprofit. It's against Massachusetts state law.
Oh.
Again, it may be against mass law to do something like, but it probably could be used to purchase a design, but not to make an award.
Well, this definitely said that the commission awarded the amount, yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm hesitating.
Yes.
I heard you say that, but
Right,
it's a question we would have to ask, and I know we've got a new town manager
right.
We do have one officially?
has been selected but not contracted yet, so that's close.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so, yeah, we could ask the town manager.
So what are you suggesting, Scott, that we consider coming up with the idea of creating a public request for a 300th logo? Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
You know? And it's up to the artist. Whatever they choose.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. That'd be good, get good community involvement too. Maybe get some high
We'll
school.
start seeing the logo, they get used to it, then, oh, this is about the 300th.
Yes,
We're the 9th year,
yeah,
counting down. Last year was 10, this is 9, so we are counting down.
Yeah.
And some things, you like a parade, you better plan way ahead, because it's so far fewer organizations that are available, like bands, whatever you're gonna have in the parade for entertainment. Those have to be booked out a long ways ahead.
yeah,
I know for the 150th anniversary of Niagara No. 2 Hand Tub, the big parade, that was the last big parade in town. That was 1996. It took us 5 years.
really,
Sure.
wow.
But we did a fireman's muster with it, so that's a lot of work.
I bet, yeah. And I don't know, I think we have some remaining funds from the last anniversary or whatever, so there, I think Joan might have mentioned that there's some remaining
Only
funds.
like $5,000 left from the previous.
Okay. I wonder if we could collaborate with the Historical Society with that.
Of course.
Yeah, okay,
Some of the things you need manpower for. And
yeah,
like a parade, or if you want to have a dinner, I would think you'd want some type of an anniversary dinner, a nice dinner at town hall or someplace in town. Those kind of things take staff. take
Yeah.
volunteers. But also, Upton Men's Club, they came today, they reported in about the volunteers they're gathering to help you at the cemetery. I think that's great. Joan was very clear in telling them, follow Ed's rules and regulations, that there's no freelancing, handwork and wheelbarrows only. But no, Dave O'Brien came in, so
And
they're
then
very excited about getting
we
together.
went and had super heavy equipment in there 2 weeks ago for tree work.
Yeah,
You have a lot of choice.
Well, I know, you just sit there and you just pray that everything goes fine. Exactly. Yeah, those stones are so fragile. The second item is, our, as you know, the Historical Society, desires to relocate our, museum portion to the first floor steam building, if it be approved by the board of selectmen. So we created a friendly petition. I call it a friendly petition because there was no chance for any legitimacy that we can't do that, or it's impossible, and we fully understand. So a friendly petition more so gives some strength to our standing. It's just not a couple of people on the board who think it's a great idea. We got well over 100 signatures, and we stopped town residents who think it's a good idea.
I thought the selectmen already approved it.
Well, so, yeah, this is kind of like a follow-up formality. We thought we can use this for grant writing as well, to show the public to us, so we can say over 100 people. That's why I'm calling it completely a friendly petition. The verbiage in here is such, and that but the main thing to come before you tonight is, as we exist today as a guest of the Historical Commission at the Nolan Steam Building, in which we occupy not only our museum area, but 2 adjacent rooms on the second floor and 2 rooms on the third floor. One of the driving forces is to get our holdings, our valuable holdings, historically valuable, out of the non-conditioned, unheated third floor as soon as possible. So part of our textile collection remains there, whether like this is just terrible for it, and more so in the summers. It's been there now for how many years? 50.
Wow.
52 years. But it's, and we're bursting at the seams. So we've got a resource room called the John V. Fay Room, which is really for people to come in and do genealogy. We can't really make that room too full of items, because it's a place for people to come and sit in the quiet and research history. So the goal would be to incorporate that kind of space as well into the new museum area. We want to have an open position so people come in and do genealogy, where we pay the account, Ancestry.com, whatever, and they can come in for free and research and family. And then we have the experts available, like Seema Kenny, Ellen Arnold, Russ Wood, etc. on local families. And but seriously, have an ADA accessible workstations.
Right.
So that's all part of that.
Does our library have open ancestry accounts available for people or not?
No,
They do not, okay, because a lot of libraries have. For people to come in and use.
I do not think so, but
I don't either, but I didn't know if you do.
they've never mentioned it to me.
Yeah, so the ADA thing, I guess, is that's the biggest hurdle, right?
Right, so, the selectmen, indicated that, they're on board to move forward with seeking out a grant, trying to make this a zero cost to, as much as possible, or a low cost if necessary. But in order to get there, we would just need to know if we need to be working on fundraising, or, you can't go out and fundraise for something that's not going to happen. So we don't have another alternative. And we're back to running programs monthly. They've been very well attended. Last night's program, we had a cap of 25 per the National Park Service. We had over 40 people sign up. So we've already scheduled a second program with the National Park Service for the transcribing Revolutionary War widows' pension records.
Okay.
It's fascinating. Yeah, it was very, very well received. We have people come all the way from Pawtucket, Hopedale, we had people come in from Northbridge. We left it open to everybody, so there was enough people, an overrun that we're gonna offer that second. So National Park Service is on board to do that. Basically, you learn how to transcribe, because not everybody can read 1700 cursive. I know this gentleman over here certainly can. It's not easy. And the nice part is we incorporated the schools, and they just took it and they ran. There was 8 of them last year with a faculty member.
And it's noticeably different from 1700, 1710 to 1780, 1790.
It drastically changes, and a lot of that period was very enhanced. So there was embellishments on the penmanship that later kind of, as time went on, we hit a few depressions. It kind of mellowed out. It was a lot easier to read. But that particular period where either the veterans, or most of them were widows of veterans, but they needed to prove in great detail to be authorized to receive a pension.
Well, they asked the veterans, where's your discharge papers?
And they
I
didn't
read
have,
many of those and on every single one said, what discharge papers?
Yeah.
They just sent me home.
it turned to dust, or they had one and,
My
yeah,
house burned down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everything had disintegrated by then. So it was literally, they had to get interviews from the commanding officers, men they fought with. And a lot of them were not full-time soldiers. So George Washington's troops were full-time, but the rest of them were on call. And they did service at some barracks for 2 weeks and came home. Tilled their fields until the messenger came by and said, we need you again over here. So it was very interesting how they had to detail their time of serving. And that was 1818, so 18 plus
Well, officers' pensions
19.
began in 1818, but regular soldiers' pensions did not get authorized until 1832. They
1832.
waited till everyone was almost dead,
Yeah.
and then the government authorized pensions.
So all the widows, most of the widows were 90 by that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was only for the Revolutionary War?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they uncovered 80,000 original pension applications. So each application contains anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 or more documents. And so the process is you go on to the National Park, you're a guest of the National Park Service on the federal website. And then they give you a code, and that authorizes you to go in. And you can freely, once you're authorized, you can freely go in any state, doesn't matter. And just, so I did Massachusetts last night. I chose one veteran from Rehoboth. And I just started. And there's a way to do it. There's a correct way, because what they found is that the human mind is far more capable of true transcription in understanding emotion and how things were written. So where AI, what was happening, it was genericizing, and then it would actually pull data that was irrelevant
Oh, okay.
it was trying to make substance to it.
Sure, yeah.
And it really, so they realized then it has to be a human to transcribe it.
Okay.
And then what they do is they proof it. And then eventually it goes to the National Archives. But
Okay.
when you think about what you can do for the benefit of genealogy, families, it's a lot of detail. The one guy I pulled up, this is stuff that's never been transcribed. It's not in any genealogical records.
Wow.
So it's showing, it was a letter from somebody who fought with the guy,
Really?
where they fought. And so somebody's gonna have some really cool information coming up.
Yeah.
I found one of my ancestors, and he had to get 3 people to write letters that said, sir, because they asked him, where's your discharge papers? What do you thought of? They just sent me home. I didn't get any paperwork.
Yeah, they none.
So a friend had said, yes, I remember him, I followed him. Another friend said, yes, I remember him. He went off to, whatever. And then the third one was the charm of anything I've ever read. It was his older sister who said, oh my God, he left home when he was 14, grabbed his gun, and dad was so worried he went out, and dad was a lieutenant during
Yeah.
the war. Dad went out to try and find him and bring him home.
Yeah,
14 years old, he lost a fight in the rebel.
yeah, they have found, through the National Park Service, the youngest is 8 years old.
Really? Wow.
Oh,
He was accepted.
Really?
He was 8 years old.
Wow. Is there any woods?
huh?
Any woods?
Well, they,
Oh, yeah.
no, they did, they actually, so they lead you into it with the stories of, and they chose Upton,
Oh, really?
was his, Ben Wood.
Oh, kidding.
No, it's Benjamin Wood.
Colonel Ezra Wood is buried over there in First Cemetery.
For a cemetery, oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was Benjamin Wood.
Yep.
Benjamin Wood. And, they did that as an example.
No kidding. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who fixed the stone, do you know? You ever find out
No.
who fixed his stone?
Ezra's?
Huh?
Ezra's?
Ezra, yeah.
No. It's a mystery.
It is, it is.
Yeah. Somebody heard something, that somebody was something and said, I better get down there and fix that stone. So, they did.
That's a crazy story.
So anyways, that's what the petition's all about.
Okay.
And it's just, and I know things have been a little difficult because without a town manager, we just kind of laid low with that. And,
So with approval from the selectmen that you can move on to the first floor, do you have a plan that comes with budgetary requirements in order to begin to move anything to the first floor?
no, so we'd like to do that. I'm just bringing staff on now. Our membership has gone from active members of 41 to 92 today in just 2 months. We brought on head of our special projects, which incorporates all of our projects, including the boot shop, moving the museum, et cetera, et cetera. It's a gentleman who just moved to town with his wife, who is experienced, has a degree in museum studies. He's going for his master's now from Johns Hopkins, so Franklin Pierce College. So he's worked at Plymouth Plantation for like 10 years or something. He's very knowledgeable and still, to this day, is doing a program next weekend at the Springfield Armory. So very knowledgeable. He was the perfect guy to walk in the door one day, researching his house, and he's taken the bull by the horns. We've had other staff members show up, the Dave O'Brien's of the world, Bruce Sweeney, and they just want to do labor. So Barry Lynn fell out of the sky someplace and has been amazing. He's resurrected our membership program, our sponsorship program. We've taken on something like 8 new sponsors since November 2nd. So we're really getting a lot done right now.
Excellent.
That's wonderful.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, we're starting to offer to be open on the second Saturday of every month. People come by and do research if they so choose. We started that last weekend. But this is just an effort to bring you up to speed of where we are, that's all. We have not formalized a committee. That's going to be up to Gabe to do that, come up with a budget and what we're going to need. But, hopefully, we can stay in a town building. My one thing I wanted to discuss with you is we currently operate under your guise. We are your guests. And it'd be really nice if it could stay that way. Obviously the selectmen are in charge of everything. But if we could, we think it'd be a little awkward for us to be under your guise for some of the rooms and not all the rooms that we are occupying. Just my suggestion that perhaps they would be on board with saying, the Stroke Commission, you handle society, you know what I mean?
And I think there was some sort of formalized
There was
agreement.
back
Okay.
in the day, 1973.
Okay.
But it wouldn't include that lower level.
Okay. Oh, but it doesn't include the upper level?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you are in charge of, you have control of technically 4 rooms on the second level. The room that we have the museum in, the Fay room, the storage room, our storage room, your commission room, and then the 2 rooms upstairs. They're all historical commission rooms.
Be interesting to find that agreement.
It would be. I've never seen it before. I've heard rumors about it.
But I will say that I believe I was the one 2 years ago at one of your meetings that said, damn it, just tell the selectmen you want the first floor.
Yeah,
And that's when Tom Baer, maybe you should speak up, and he did,
yeah,
just because there's no other use for it.
absolutely.
Before they come up with another use for it, tell them you want the damn building, you want the first floor, whatever.
Right, and we're becoming very active again. Again, once you do that, people, they do fall in, and there's a lot of interest. This is the 250th anniversary. There's a lot of interest.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So let us know what we can do to help. You know, we're definitely here to support you guys moving down to the first floor. I think the sooner you can get in there, the better. Like Ed said, you know, the town might find another use for it if there's not somebody occupying it. So the sooner we can get some boxes moved into there, the better. And so
Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
what do you think the steps are? Do you have any idea of the steps? Like, we have to get ADA compliance. We have to get some of the stuff in that first floor moved out.
So there, the main thing right now, as far as what's in the way, are the storage racks for the books.
Yeah.
Library, Matt has clearly told us, we had a program at the library last month, and he's like, we don't need any of that. We only need, a few things, from that space that mainly for storage in the attic that's over at the community center. We don't need any display racks or anything. So those racks, something's gonna happen to them. The chairman of the Board of Selectmen asked me to go down there with Joan and tag stuff that we'd like for them to leave for us.
Okay.
So that's all been tagged.
Oh, it has. Okay.
It's all been tagged. It includes, we can keep a couple of racks, but all the rest have gotta go. You know, the previous town manager was going to put a inquiry out there if anybody needed it for, you know, somebody's building a library or whatever. I mean, they're good racks. It'd be a shame to just have to scrap them, but you're on there. You know, they're not the lightest things in the world.
Yeah, they're pretty dated at this
They're
point.
Pretty bulky,
Yeah.
so,
So racks are the main thing. That's the obstacle.
Step one's to clear the stuff out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clean out the space, clean the space, and then,
Are there any facility reconstructions, restorations, renovations that would be necessary before you move everything in and it's
So-
falling apart?
the only thing is the, access to the bathrooms. I went there with the previous town manager, Laura Hebb, and Haggerty, and myself and Mike Antonellis. We toured that room. And then, so behind the main room is it's a common room that was used for like staff, little kitchenette in there. So no load-bearing walls in the way. The two existing non-compliant bathrooms, we believe can be easily made into one compliant unisex bathroom. The doorway into that section is non-load bearing. It could be widened, make it ADA compliant, and then put in a set of double doors at the back of the main floor room to lead into that back room. There was also a suggestion that, there's been a lot of complaints about bathrooms not being available to residents. We advertise, I just got this thing the other day, that book your flights, go to Upton, great things to see. They got the cave, I'm not kidding you, Peppercorn Hill. It was like this formal advertising scheme focusing on Upton as a great place to go.
Huh.
Well, you go to the Upton State Forest and yeah, they do have a couple porta johns there, but they haven't gotten their bathrooms done yet.
Yeah.
You want to go like Peppercorn Hill, wherever you might want to go, come visit the town. There's really no place to go wash your hands after.
Yeah.
So.
During Memorial Day, there's no bathrooms.
There's no place to have this building. So, you could work a grant in there that those back bathrooms are accessible, controlled by timer, secure the space for the Historical Society Museum, and let people use the bathrooms during a certain time and on Sundays.
Yeah.
Because everything's closed on Sundays, and that's the day that people go out for hikes and stuff.
Oh, so they would be able to use the bathrooms without going into the main building?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
you'd have to put another ramp in the back door.
Oh, okay.
Or it's easier, you just connect the two ramps.
You have a ramp going into
There's a
that.
ramp there, you know, it goes into the old library section. You'd want to keep people out of there on a closed time. But you could just go straight across and connect the two doors through another level grade ramp. I think
That's
you
understandable.
can see that. And then that would give handicap accessibility to that back door.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it does pass near the gas main, but I think if you left that section open, so that could be serviced, then that would be, so. Okay.
Would there be any concerns about like lighting fires in there or something though? Like if it was just, yeah,
Nowadays with cameras, motion detectors, you just put a system like that. And it's gonna be closed after dark. It's only open till dusk.
right.
I'm gonna go hiking at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
That's not the intent, is to have a 24-hour bathroom. It's just daytime.
right.
That's just an idea.
Yeah.
It brings another value to it.
Right,
It solves an issue, a problem,
yeah,
helps people out.
yep,
Want to go to Heritage Park, hang out, there's no bathroom.
right, yeah,
We do.
exactly, right. Interesting. Okay, yeah, well, it would be great if, as these ideas progress, like, feel free to come back and update us on,
So what I'll do is I'll organize a committee
okay,
back to some type of initial report.
okay,
Because once you're gonna be a player in the whole thing as well as you are today. Then, with existing space, then we'll just keep reporting to you where.
Wonderful.
Where we are.
fantastic. Well, thanks so much for all that work you've been doing.
Nice to see you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Catherine. She's so quiet.
Oh,
I
we have
have
Patrick
mute
on
on,
too.
but it's nice to hear from you.
Okay, thank you.
And Scott, when I complete the history of First Cemetery and redo the history of Maplewood Cemetery, do you have place digitally and paper-wise to take care of it?
Actually, we could even more formalize that and make it into a pamphlet or a booklet. I'm meeting with a publisher next week in Springfield. We've got 2 books that we are getting close to.
I think the plan is to produce a book on the First Cemetery.
Perfect. Yeah.
I've got that 98% created already, so.
Yeah, so this is the oldest bindery in the United States. It's in Springfield. They actually, for really, what we consider a small upfront fee, far less than the $2,500 we are looking at on self-publishing. And they will provide you, if you need an illustrator, they'll provide that. They'll provide you to do as much as you want. We're telling you how your book's gonna look. All your different bindings available and producing books at, as low as like $7.99, and you can order one at a time.
Huh,
So we're meeting with them 22nd.
wonderful.
So if you've got something you want to do with that, that would help our volume. We could help coordinate that. Because obviously we've done that in the past as a collaboration with the Historical Commission.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what resulted in, Barbara Burke's book and
Hmm,
Upton's Heritage, a lot of that was the Historical Commission. So,
they were produced at the same place or?
publishers?
Yeah,
No, those were, they paid a lot of money for publishing and for
oh,
purchasing books, and they had to order 200 or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, my last book that I published was 950 pages, and I think it cost me $1,800, and they're one-offs. You can buy one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far less than a couple $1,000, and because the couple of publishers I originally.
Yeah, they were
talked
like
to,
2,500.
You gotta do 200 books and you gotta pay us, $5,000. Like, I have no interest in that at all, not
Right,
today.
so I have a
Today,
friend,
pretty-
my friend is a chairman of Wilbraham Historical Commission, and Wilbraham Historical Society, thank you. And, he just released their second book.
Okay.
And so I called him, he's like, this place is unbelievable to work with.
Oh,
They assign you to a liaison. Ours is Danielle Weaver, and, yeah, he's like, I go to one at a time if I want.
that's great.
Yeah, I got 4 books in there, 3 different
It was
publishers.
$800 down, and then, $9.99 a book. No other expenses.
I used iUniverse for 2 of my books and they were 500 to 600 down and they're buy one at a time.
Perfect.
So there's a lot of deals out there, not to spend a lot of money.
Yes, there are. So. Gentlemen?
Well, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Scott. Have a nice night.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the West Upton visioning. I believe there's a meeting this coming Monday, I want to say, I could have that wrong, but thought on the 19th they're having another West Upton visioning
Yeah, so
meeting or whatever. So I don't know. I'll try to get to that. Sounds like they're opting for high density housing in West Upton, so I don't know how that's gonna change the face of West Upton. And it looks like they're changing the zoning a little bit too, so I don't know what that's gonna do.
put in large body B complexes or what?
Well, I think they can do that anyways, because they kind of skirt the rules, but I think they were talking about there's a Coach Road Apartments. And they wanted to change the zoning so they can have high density apartments in there, which I don't know what that would look like. I don't know if that's like a 4-story apartment complex or something, but that could really change the face of West Upton if we start doing stuff like that, so,
Those buildings are quite old.
yeah. And I think they're owned by the state, or the state somehow
Yeah,
supports that, yeah. So, yeah, it sounds like they're doing a lot of changes for the West.
Water coming off that hill.
Yeah,
They're full of mold. A lot of the apartments are moldy.
are they?
They're trying to fix the mold.
Okay,
That hill behind them, the water comes right off that hill.
yeah, because that's all ledge up there, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, and I hope it doesn't impact the Knowlton Erskine, the historic Knowlton Erskine houses down there, or the church. But I should probably pop in on Monday and just see what's going on. Action item for myself. So that's that. The next item on the agenda is, the emailing the select board and the DPW about the Holy Angels roof repair. I had emailed Dennis, I think maybe in December, seeing if we could have like a workshop to see if we could use the allocated funds that we already have to throw a new roof on while we're kind of considering what we're gonna do with the building. I didn't really hear back from Dennis about a date or like that, so, I don't know if we should reach out again. We now have a new,
He's barely managed to keep his head above water since Joe left in August.
yeah,
I suspect that's probably the reason, just
Yeah.
do the things that absolutely have to be done.
yeah,
I believe what I heard was contract negotiations with the person they have selected. It was a unanimous selection
Oh.
and determine a start date.
okay,
So another winter has passed pretty much.
yeah,
Then we got 2 months to go. I mean, nothing happened. I think the best idea is to wait for the new town manager to come
Yeah.
on board and try and go after that again and get select board consideration of, let's not go after the whole 9 yards. Let's get a roof and maybe a few exterior repairs while the rest is being worked and discussed and negotiated, and money is looked for and all that good stuff. Because I think the next big thing is gonna be a DPW barn. That's gonna be on the May docket for 15, 17 million dollars or whatever the number turns out to be.
yeah.
And they don't wanna add another $2 or $3 million project to it.
Not to mention the, town hall repairs. I think we got 3 million for that. So, yeah, so if we could at least get a roof on it, at least it'll help the envelope. It won't seal the envelope, but it'll at least help the envelope until we can,
Keep the water out.
yeah. So maybe we give the town manager a month or so to settle in and then pester him at that point. Okay.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. Alright, so. Manager,
I think it's a she.
oh, it's a she. Okay. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the first cemetery updates. I don't know if we have any updates.
Well, where do we start? The tree removal was done December 29, 30, 31st. In the cold, the wind, and the rain. I couldn't believe they did the work those 3 days.
Wow.
The weather was off. But they took down approximately 16 large pines. They ground all of those stumps plus 2 or 3 stumps that were there from the work that was done about 12 years ago. In fact, the guy that did the tree work was there 11, 12 years ago when those trees were taken down. We remember doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same guy. So the trees are down. There's piles of wood chips now where each stump was. I had a discussion and a site visit with the supervisor of streets, Mr. Gallagher, the DPW, a couple of days ago. And he has agreed to take on as spot fill-in work for his guys, brush removal on the gravel roadway into the cemetery. Stumpies did the area where the cemetery starts up to the entrance to the cemetery. They removed brush on both sides. But from Grove Street up in, there's a lot of brush. So he's agreed to remove some of that. He offered to remove brush that remains in the southwest corner of the cemetery that we didn't do 4 years ago. There's a 20-foot by 40-foot area with light brush, so he's gonna clear that. He's going to grade all of the stump grindings. And I said simply spread them, fill holes, ruts, gouges in the areas where the stumps are. So he's agreed to do that with his guys, some by machine, some by hand, where it's too close to stones or too difficult to get to. And he suggested he might be able to get that done in the next week and a half. Again, it's going to be hugely weather dependent, I'm sure. And I had a rumor today, he might even do some tomorrow, so that would be great if he can get some of that done.
This is Stumpy's who's doing it?
This is the DPW, Upton DPW.
Well, the DPW is doing it, okay.
Told me they're always looking for little jobs here and there they can use when they have nothing to do. Type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Couple hours here and there where the guys really have downtime, they can go over there and do some of that for free, so it
Great.
doesn't cost us or the town anything.
Fantastic.
And I think that is absolutely fantastic. That might eliminate a huge piece of the landscaping part that I was contemplating, where we go find a landscaper to do some grading and leveling.
Hmm.
I won't know for certain probably till spring comes and after he does what he can do to see what the cemetery then looks like and whether we want to do a little bit more or not.
Okay.
Russ and I went and met with the men's club a couple of weeks back. Had a good meeting with the men's club. I couldn't believe how big the group was. They had 35 guys there, maybe something like
Wow.
that.
Well,
Yeah, the whole room was filled.
Was.
And a number of them were more than happy to assist with landscaping the cemetery in April, May
Huh.
timeframe before Memorial Day.
wow.
I haven't pursued it yet, and I haven't got any feedback from the president of the men's club, so I may go chase him down and ask where he's at with getting a list of the guys that offered their assistance, offered their labor to do it. That maybe we could have 1 or 2 meetings and plan what shrubs, what trees, walkway and a embedded granite outline of the original meeting house.
Oh, okay. Well,
Those concepts, what part or all of that could we accomplish this spring? And one of them told me that they go to Contituate, I think it's Contituate Farms in Sudbury, big landscape place. Been by many, many times, and that they have a standing account with them, with the town of Upton, that I think uses the Ristine Beautification Trust Fund.
really? Okay.
So I said, well, I'm not here looking for money. I'm here looking for labor ideas and, people willing to do some minor landscape work, maybe a couple of plantings where there's some ledge outcroppings in the middle of the cemetery and a half dozen flowering dogwoods or something like that to give it a little more appeal. The DPW had to move the large rocks at the left side of the entrance to the cemetery in order for the crane to get in to do the tree work.
Okay,
And I have told Neil at the DPW to leave it that way,
okay,
because this won't be the last time somebody will ever want to get a piece of equipment in there to do some work.
yep,
It basically opened up the opening probably no more than 2 feet wider than it was, but
Oh.
certainly enough to get a crane in, which is enough to get any other truck in there.
yeah,
It's gonna change the gate by, I think, a foot. And I gotta talk to Mr. Fence. I have a quote from the DPW gave me last summer. And asked them if they can make a change. Right now, the gate that they have proposed is a single 14-foot long swinging gate.
okay,
I'm gonna ask them if they can do 2 7-foot swinging gates. So one could be fixed and the other one could be used for access on a regular basis.
oh, okay, that's probably a good
Both
idea.
could be open if you wanted to get a truck in there.
Mhm.
So I've got that on my list of things to do. The DPW also will go over there and pick up branches and sticks and stuff laying on the floor of the cemetery.
Mhm.
As part of their cleanup work, which is, they'll do that this winter, hopefully,
Cool,
help clean it up. The RFP, request for proposal for headstone replacements, was given to our interim town manager around the first week of December. He forwarded it to, while I was in his office, to the new town accountant. And I have asked 3 times since, am I ever gonna see this RFP so it can be started and sent out? And I still don't have an answer. So
not surprised.
I think it's the attorneys that have not touched it yet.
Oh, it's the attorneys?
Yeah, it's,
Oh.
it's not a town, it's not the town manager or anybody. I think the attorneys just haven't picked it up and responded to it.
Hmm.
And I had it fully written. I'm sure they want to add 3 or 4 pages of legalese and all the stuff that goes with that.
Hmm.
But I had it fully documented. I think, if I recall, it's 23 stones, of which 6 or 7 are footstones, the rest are headstones. I added 2 stones, I believe, after I got that manuscript from the New England Historic Society, the 1903 reading at the cemetery.
Mhm.
Where we identified one stone that's there. We didn't know who it was. That was Major Benjamin Farrar.
Oh, okay, we got the
The
name.
stone is there, but it
It
said
just said Ben.
erected to the memory of Benjamin. We didn't,
Right.
so now we know whose it is, and I think I had said last month's meeting that his headstone is 50 feet away from his footstone.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying
So
that.
I gotta figure out this spring which one is in the right place and move the other one.
So his last name's Farah?
Farrar, Farrar.
Farrar, okay. And you said he was in the Revolutionary War? Okay,
So he definitely deserves a new stone. And what I think I'm gonna do to answer a question that was asked long time ago is I think I'm gonna put the existing damaged stones back to back behind the new headstones.
oh, okay,
So you'll see a new headstone, and if you walk around the back, you'll see what's left of the old stone.
Mhm.
I think we'll plant them in the ground and
yeah.
people can see the original. Those that are so badly broken, I'll probably pile in the back corner, but that was only a couple.
okay,
Most of them are broken, so you gotta put them in the ground so you can't read some of it, but I think I'll do that by putting them back to back, and
Yeah, that sounds fun.
that'll preserve the original stone.
Rather than piling one into the cemetery.
Trees are down. DPW has agreed to continue the work, grading the stump piles of mulch, basically, of wood chips, cutting some more brush, and possibly doing some improvements to the roadway. I said, nothing more than maybe 2 or 3 truckloads of gravel and spread it to raise it up and cover the rocks that are coming up through. He proposed asphalt grindings, and I said, that would be fantastic if you could, because there was asphalt on that road at one point.
Yeah.
There's a few sections that remain.
okay,
Men's Club, I believe, it looks like they will assist with some landscaping in the April-May timeframe. I think I will probably in the next couple of weeks try and finish the sign design proposal. We could bring it to next month's meeting and let everybody offer any input into anything they want to change or adjust so we can have a sign before Memorial Day.
Wonderful.
And talk to Mr. Fence about changing the design of the gate to a split
Yeah.
half on each side rather than one big swinging gate.
Mm.
And see if we could have that in by Memorial Day as well.
Fantastic.
So the only thing hanging is the quote for the headstones, and I don't know when that will be ready, and I'm sure the quote will need at least a month, 3 to 4 weeks before we could even review it and award it to somebody. So I don't think we'll see any stones by Memorial Day.
Well, we got a lot, you got a lot done, so
Did it?
that's wonderful.
Oh, my.
It's a lot of work.
And I keep having this vision in my head where we go in every spring and we put in the six white crosses.
Yeah.
With the flags and the petunias or begonias or the
Geraniums.
geraniums. Thank you. I'm not a flower person. Every year to commemorate the cemetery is whether we could come up with a flagpole. Actually put a flagpole in with an area and maybe the men's club could help with something that's a fixed spot.
Something like down Lakeview.
Something like Maplewood.
Maplewood, yeah.
Maplewood is simply a flagpole and
It's a flag.
Lakeview is a flagpole with, it's got that whole patio there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know, I think there'll be enough money to do what we want, but it's a matter of labor to do it, because I'm at the point where I can't do much more. I hurt my back and that's the sign that says you gotta stop doing heavy things. So, just creative things.
Old age creeps in, doesn't it?
So I'm kind of excited again, and I think.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And with the DPW stepping up to say, Ed, what do you need? We'll do it
Wow.
at no cost to the town.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's fabulous.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder if on Memorial Day, you should give a quick excerpt of all the stuff you've done to improve it. Maybe that's not appropriate, I don't know.
we can pick on that. I don't want to be personal, but I just want to, I remember 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I got on the cemetery commission and we went over there and
Yeah,
somebody named Joan Burl, I knew who she was. She came over to me and said, hey, Dad, you gotta do something about that cemetery. It's a disaster. Well, I have a video I took on my phone of what that cemetery looked like. So what I need to do is get it on my laptop and then I can do a presentation of, here it is in the summer of 2021 and here it is in the summer of 2026,
Yeah, like a before and after.
and show the difference.
That would be cool. I wonder if we could make like a YouTube video out of it and put it on Facebook or something.
well, get a hold of Scott, have it as one of his historical society's programs.
Yeah,
Presentation.
Do a presentation, yeah.
That's a good idea.
30 people. I have a genealogy of all.
Yeah, oh, it's a super project, super program for him. Scott would love that.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Now, all we need is a photograph of Colonel Ezra Wood and put it next to yours. You two look alike. So sorry I went so long, but that's.
No, that's great to hear. I like to hear all the progress.
No, you put in a lot of time.
Yeah,
You know, the huge bottleneck was to get the trees down.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything else until the trees were down, the stumps were gone, and say, okay, now what do we have?
yeah.
What can we do with what's left? So, and we repaired, what did I say, 11 stones, I think it was, we repaired
Yeah,
this last summer.
yeah, you're down there every night. You're down there every night. Glue, they put a jigsaw puzzle together. He had all his pieces and he said, I think this goes here. He found a piece down this end. He said, well, it belongs up here.
Still got 20 to 30 stones that need to be cleaned and that need better photographs. One of the things in the RFQ is some of the photographs are very poor. But they're stones that never, ever, ever get sunlight on their face.
Okay.
They're all facing north, and the ones that are on the north side, where you've got the stone wall and then all the trees, they never get sun on their face.
Yeah.
And some of them weren't clean. I didn't clean. So
Now there's gonna get sun in there. Still not?
all those headstones on the north
Oh,
side.
they're facing the wrong way.
Never get sun.
Okay.
The sun comes around and it hits all the trees.
Do we, so if you walk into the cemetery, there's that stone wall in the back and then there's woods. Do we own that property too, or is that
No, you own the stone wall.
just up to the stone wall? Okay.
You own the stone wall and the gravel roadway into town property.
Does the architect own those woods?
No, if you go, you walk into the cemetery and go all the way down to the lower end towards his house. His piece of land comes up the back corner in a triangle. Comes up about 20 or 30 feet in a triangle, so I don't know who owns all that land.
Oh, okay.
You can look it up, but
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know.
yeah. I mean, not that you're gonna get anybody to let you take any of those trees down, so,
Yeah,
or spend the money to do it, I would never support that.
yeah. I just hope they don't put like the housing development back there, something like they did for Bradish, you know?
It's still a cemetery, it's still protected,
Yeah,
yeah, I know. You hate to see it change, I think
Yeah.
that's the real big thing, whether somebody puts a house in there or you put in a, a large development, the cemetery's protected, it's got a stone wall around it, which is great, some cemeteries don't.
Hmm.
And I think it's one of those concepts where if you clean a room, people are more likely to try and keep it clean for a
Yeah.
while. If you clean a room and paint it, people are more likely to try and keep. So if you fix up the cemetery, you put in new stones, you put in a gate, you put in a big sign, I think less likely to have vandalism.
yeah,
This is always crazy people. That's the thing that you can always worry about, but
yeah. They'll respect it more.
can't lose sleep over it, I guess, so.
Well, having that house right next door,
That helps. Yeah, because there's eyes on it all the time.
Yeah.
so.
Well,
most of the time.
it's like McKinney over Maplewood. He was kind of,
Yeah.
he's kind of like he came after me when I was over there 10 years ago, like he was the cops. Who are you? So you've got the architects, and it's funny because they're watching what's going on because they asked the DPW, we had to bring in steel plates before Stumpy's could bring their crane up. Stumpy says, we won't bring our equipment unless you put steel plates over that brook.
Yeah.
And I walked down around the edge of that brook 2 days ago, and there's no galvanized culvert going through there.
Is that right?
No, it's stone.
That's a
All
stone.
stones.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you've got a 50-ton crane, whatever those cranes.
Oh,
So they rented these two enormous pieces of steel. I've never seen them that big on the highways. And they put it down, well, Scott Richardson, that house there, apparently he asked if he could leave them down so he could get a cement truck in there while he's building his studio for his wife. And it's like, no, I got the bill. I should add this, I got the bill for the steel plates, which I told Neil, don't you pay the bill because it's part of the cemetery restoration, send it to me. The bill was $2,600 and change for 1 week of steel plates.
wow.
It was $700 to deliver them, install them, and pick them up, and it was $2,000 for the week.
Jeez.
They're massive, they were massive
Yeah,
plates.
yeah.
So that was kind of an unexpected, but we should totally pay for them out of the CPC money. And then I got the bill this morning from Bill over at the DPW for Stumpy's, which was 18.5. So I have emailed both of those invoices to Mike Penko.
Okay.
The first one, he got back and said he was gonna have Laura write it up and everything else and get the commission's approval and get it submitted for payment. So I guess his process is a little different than Paul's was before.
Yo, so,
where I
sure.
had to fill out the voucher. We had to get commission approval here, and which is all duplication. So those two have been submitted to the CPC for approval for payment. So I think it was 18.5 and 2,600 and something,
Okay.
or 21 something.
Okay. Yeah, because if they crushed that brook, that could have been a real nightmare. Because one, you have the equipment stuck, and two, you could get it flooding, I would imagine, if it backed
Well,
up
I
the
thought
water.
about it afterwards. I've seen a septic truck go up in there.
Really? Why would a septic truck go up there?
Goes up and do friendly fire and all the way up through friendly fire and I don't know
Oh.
whether I don't know whether Friendly Fire has some porta potties all the way up in the woods there or
They
not.
must, there would be no other reason for it to go up there.
So they go up in there probably once a week
Really?
over that brook. It's nothing but stones.
That could get triply ugly.
Neil has said he will try and do something to improve the roadway. I think it's a catch-22 because I believe one or two of the residents there have asked the town to do something with that road, and the town keeps saying, no, we won't. It's a discontinued, unimproved road.
Yeah.
And we will not. So now I'm asking them to improve it, which means the residents will see that the DPW did something to improve it, and you know,
Open can of worms, huh?
and then they will expect it to be maintained.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's a catch-22 where got to do something. It's town property and it's access to our old cemetery. We go up there for Memorial Day. People go up in there occasionally to visit the cemetery.
The guy's running a business up there, paintball business.
Yeah, well, that's his problem, but
Yeah,
Well, if the sewage truck, the brook, then you could have a biohazard on your hands, in theory, you know?
well, I just wonder what the town liability is because it is town property.
Is it our property? The historical commission?
The roadway and the cemetery were put under our management, yes, in 1981. So I have every right to ask the DPW to do something with it.
Yeah,
But it's just, I'm trying to be cautious not to go too far, but to get it opened up, to get the brush opened up so you can actually see your way in there and get the cemetery in a more respectable state.
so you think we need to do something about that tunnel under the road, or are we just gonna leave it?
Not even gonna go there.
Okay,
No,
all right.
it's town property, just because we have oversight over the cemetery and the roadway.
Doesn't mean that we're
Doesn't mean we go that far.
Legally
No.
liable for it?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's great progress. A lot of work.
The guy from Gravestone Guardians said last we left in November that he's interested in continuing next year, which would mean potentially private.
Fixing.
But there's work that can be done at Lakeview, there's work that can be done at Pine Grove, there's work that can be done at any of the cemeteries.
That was like the wife duo who were helping
Well, it was mostly that.
most of it.
Most of it.
That would be great if they could help out.
That's great, but with
They kind of fizzled out a little bit towards the end of it.
a couple of guys on a regular basis that are willing to work and say, I don't think I'm gonna do much more. I mean, I can do oversight, but
Yeah,
as far as the physical stuff, and a lot of it's physical.
yeah,
Unfortunately, the stones at Bradish are pretty good size.
yeah.
They're much bigger than First Cemetery.
Hmm.
There's some big stones at Bradish.
yep.
You think the men's club would help out with that at all?
Possible,
They got an army over there, 35 guys.
possibly. Historic Society, yeah. All you need is 3 or 4 guys. If
Yeah.
1 or 2 guys showed up every time the guy from Bellingham wanted to do something and help him with it.
That could definitely help out a couple weekends.
And Bradish is small. I mean, I think it's more work than First Cemetery.
I'd like to see Bradish get fixed up. That'd be great.
And it's a lot farther from me. I mean, it's not up the street anymore. It's all the way across town. So. But we've got to start. We've got a real good start.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Cemetery was basically abandoned.
Yeah.
When I started.
Yeah,
And I think the one thing I saw last September and October and November was the DPW run by the cemetery guys were all in for weed whacking and cleaning up for a cemetery. So it went from we'll do a little to we'll do it once in a while to maybe we ought to keep it clean. And I think that's fantastic.
yeah, that's
Because the
great.
cleaner you keep it, the easier it is.
Yeah,
It's less work, it's less hours. You go in there the first time and it was, full day. You go in there now and in an hour and a half, 2 hours, they can do the whole cemetery.
yeah. Would it make sense to put, this might be a crazy idea, but would it make sense to put motion activated solar lights in there? So in the event that some kids come in there to party or something, they'll be like, oh, there's lights, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Well, Mike Penko did ask me to consider cameras.
Cameras might be a good idea too.
That's not my thing, but
Yeah,
The trail cameras.
trail
Yeah.
camera, something, but who's gonna look at it?
we could set up a phone and it'll ping your phone if there's any activity.
Well, it's almost like I was thinking going over and talking to the police chief.
Yeah.
And say,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts? How do we do this?
That might be a good idea.
Can you provide oversight to, can we put, you know, if we pay for the cameras, can you provide the management of it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think that's worthwhile pursuing.
Russ, you and I can work on that in the next month or two, is go see the police chief and have a chat about cameras or something in cemetery, see what his thoughts are.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Who's our police chief these days?
Calamari, Nick. Calamari,
Mary.
Palamary, Palamery.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Aye.
your guess is as good as mine.
I think it's an aye.
Sounds Italian, yeah. Okay. Great. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think cameras would be a good idea. Okay. So, moving onward, we're on to social media updates. Patrick, are you on?
I am on.
Look at you, right on cue.
I know it's like I'm on the Johnny Carson show. Speaking of which, Upton did get a shout out on the Tonight Show this a couple of days ago.
We did?
We did. So Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were promoting their new movie, and with Jimmy Fallon, they named all the towns and cities in Massachusetts, and so Upton got a shout out for a second.
No kidding.
So I was thinking probably the next day, one of our posts will be an image from the Tonight Show being like, see, even in New York, we get a shout out.
Great idea. I like that.
So that's all I got. Very light.
So what was the movie that they were talking about?
It's like a Netflix movie. They collaborated on. And so they did like a skit on the Tonight Show. So many of our surrounding towns and cities have been screenshotting the name of their town and putting it up and doing like funny memes and such.
No kidding. That's interesting.
See if I can find it. What it is.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm curious to see what they said. Okay, well that's great. Thanks for keeping us updated on that, Patrick.
Yeah, I'll share the video out with folks if they would like to see how well they butcher some of our towns in the Commonwealth.
Sounds good. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the 300th anniversary. Scott Garland was kind of touching upon that a little bit in his presentation. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder if we should probably maybe have a further discussion with Scott on how we can collaborate with the Historical Society, and because I know they have a lot of manpower over there, so maybe we could kind of, I know we bring this up during every meeting, the 300th anniversary, but we don't really make too much progress on it, so maybe we could tap into their manpower a little bit.
I think it's something that needs a committee dedicated to it.
Yeah,
Not a brief discussion here every meeting.
exactly.
No, it needs 3 or 4 or 5 people willing to commit to support the celebration and all the things we can do during that year.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I wonder, and I really feel like obviously the Historical Commission doesn't have enough manpower to really see this through, so,
Well, I was contacted about the Memorial Day parade. Somebody wanted to
Oh.
upgrade a Memorial Day parade,
oh,
and he has dropped out of that because due to lack of interest.
okay,
But maybe I could contact the same individual and see if he would like to help with the 300th anniversary parade.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
he would have more ability to do so.
And it would be more of a celebratory manner than Memorial Day parade, which is kind of a,
He proposed to the VFW and the Legion
yeah.
that he take over management of the Memorial Day Parade. He
Oh.
would change everything and put in floats, and members of the VFW and Legion were not in favor of turning a what's the adjective? I want a somber day
Yeah.
into a big celebration.
Oh, okay.
We kind of said, if you want to do
You want
something on July 4th or something.
Yeah, you want floats and bands and
Oh, okay.
clowns and, which is more appropriate for 300th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
then
think,
Memorial Day.
I think that's
Yeah.
a good idea, Russ, because they did have like floats and stuff for the last one, which I wasn't here for, but I remember seeing the pictures of the floats. So that if that's like the kind of celebratory parade that whoever this person is wishing we had in town, that's like a perfect venue for it.
Did you get the sense he seemed motivated to organize all this stuff?
He did. He was really
He wanted to take it all over.
real enthusiastic.
Is that right? Okay.
He thought we deserved more for our Memorial Day parade, but that's the veterans weren't in favor of it.
Okay, yeah. Well,
They
would
wanted
you want to,
control it.
would you want to reach out to the guy?
I can give him a call, sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Okay,
see if he's interested.
okay. You can report back to us on
Okay.
the next meeting. Okay, so, I think that's everything. We're on to topics not reasonably anticipated. Did anybody have any topics they wanted to bring up?
I just thought of something. I
Okay.
got a phone call last week from the same gentleman that called me 2 months ago-ish. Apparently, there is a house on Maple Street that, I don't know whether it's been sold or being sold again, or the owner's died. I don't know what the story was behind, I don't remember. But the house is gonna go up for sale. Or
I saw the email.
the lot is gonna go up for sale.
Okay.
And he wanted to know what the rules were about demolishing it. I said, well, we can't do that. I said, what you need to do is find someone willing to buy the house and restore it. It's built in the 1800s. He thinks it's 1855. I said, that sounds about right. So he kind of changed his tune. He says, well, what about if we turned it into a barn? I said, well, that's an interesting idea. He said, what about if we put an addition on it? I said, well, that's also a very interesting idea. I says, we had somebody in here a couple of months ago and with the same discussion, they wanted to take one of the very old houses in town and tear one wing off and build a whole new addition, and we supported that.
Yeah.
I said, but to start the conversation with what would it take to tear the house down is not where we want conversation. And I'll tell you right now, you are in one of our 3 historic districts, and I'll tell you the commission that I'm on would push back very hard on a request to demolish it. And I said, I personally would not support the request, and you'd be facing a 12-month demolition delay. And he was kind of like, well, that's not the end of the world. We could wait 12 months. And this is what, it's not where you want to go. I said, we want to preserve. I said, where do you live? He said, I live in Upton. I said, there you go. You live in town. We want to preserve the historic nature of our town unless you're convinced, and you can convince us that the house has no redeeming value whatsoever left, that it's just in such sad shape. And I said, somebody's been living in it, so I don't know if you could convince us of that either. So kind of changed his thinking on the way. He says, I'm just trying to frame how to market the house and sell it.
Okay.
I said, well, that's a whole better statement than we started this conversation with. So I said, yeah. I said, I'm speaking only as one individual on the commission. I said, but to market it, that we want to preserve the historic homes in our historic districts is where I'm coming from.
Great. Well, I'm glad you said that.
I don't remember the number, whether it was 8 Maple Street or 12.
think
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. And I like that house a lot.
Yeah.
They've got I think they have like a garden area sort of on their left-hand side. Picket fence.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I drove by it several months ago, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was a small house, just like a lot of them are, but
All the houses are the same on that street.
Yeah.
They must have been built about the same time.
and I said, if we ever got to the conversation of replacing it with something else, I said, we would push very hard that it were to appear as if it fit into the neighborhood. I said, we recently did that with a house on Stoddard Street, and the house came out very nice.
Mm.
So
Was that what he was saying? He just wanted to demo it and sell the lot, or?
I don't think he knew where he was going. He was trying to come up with ideas on how do I market this property to put it up for sale.
Okay.
He was a realtor, but he lives in town.
So the person who lived in the house passed away and then it somehow
I don't
got
know
shifted
that.
to a realtor?
I don't know any of that for certain.
Okay.
He's got a house in Maple Street that he wants to market for sale.
Okay,
Whether, I think he was trying to decide whether he sells the lot after a demolition, whether put an addition on the house, whether, I said, market it for someone to restore the historic house in some fashion.
okay.
And those houses are hard to sell.
Yeah, older
Look
houses.
at the one there on Elm Street.
Oh, really?
How long that was on the market. When we went to look at it, they said, he put the metal roof on.
Oh, right. Oh, did they sell that house?
It was on the market for quite a while, yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
original, not the original, the owners passed away and it took a long time for it to sell.
Yeah, I can understand it, because you have to you buy it and then you have to put money into it and you have to
It
deal with
didn't have all the modern amenities
amenities, yeah.
that a modern house had a kitchen with no dishwasher.
Oh, that's tough.
When you buy a house, it has to have a dishwasher in it.
Yeah.
And I drove by 33 Milford Street the other day and was shocked that it looks like that house has been completely done.
Yeah,
A 3-story house.
there's big box.
Yeah, oh, I can't believe they passed that at the ZBA. That 3-story house.
Nice color, nice chartreuse.
It's okay. I mean, he could have done a lot worse, I guess, but
I guess it looks better than what,
stand out as much as I thought it might.
Really?
better than what it did, but what was there, but. Oh, well,
Yeah, it's better than what was there. I
win
guess.
some, you lose some.
That's how bad it is. We win some and we lose some, but trying to win more than we're gonna lose. But
Yeah.
you know, you think more about it and you see the challenge where somebody could come in, Maple Street, tear it down, build a 3-story house, sell it for 900 or 1,000 or a million, make some money on it versus coming in and buying a $350,000 house and facing all the rules and regulations of trying to restore it.
Yeah,
There's nothing to benefit them from trying to save a historic house.
exactly, yeah.
And then the story that I heard on all that, those emails, which have stopped, by the way, that Mass, I don't know what the email site was. Mass Historic Commission email site. I was getting emails 5 times a day back September, October, November. And people going on there saying the insurance companies are jacking up the insurance on historic houses, double and triple.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow,
Almost like a disincentive that you wouldn't want to own an old house.
right, yeah,
Because the insurance company wants more money out of you. And then one guy said he had damage and he went to repair it and the insurance company would only pay for vinyl siding.
really,
They wouldn't put clapboards back in the house. He fought him and they said, all right, we'll pay for it and then we're gonna drop you as a customer.
really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So true story. So it's kind of scary. What's the incentive for keeping a historic home and preserving it? If everything is against you.
yeah, and you think that the state Mass Historical Commission would be doing something to incentivize them to keep it, they should use their political power if they have any to do something.
And then I got a call from a lady in Uxbridge, a realtor, who wanted to know the history. I don't know if you saw the email from,
oh, yeah, saw that.
what's the name of the building department here? She wanted somebody from the Historic Commission to call this lady about the
Oh.
history of
Sawmill.
Belleville, Brook Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I called the lady and she
Oh, you did?
want to know anything about the history of the property. She was thinking of buying a lot in that new development. And she wanted to know if it was safe to build a house on sand, gravel, and this and that, well, and
how would you know?
I mean, I can give you the answers, ma'am, but that's not my place.
right,
You can
yeah,
call the building department.
yeah, the building inspector, yeah,
Somebody that.
yeah.
She wasn't. And then Bill Taylor told me that there's a group researching the history of Taft Pond, which is on South Street,
Okay,
which feeds Sawmill Brook Lane.
Mhm.
I don't know whether it's the Historic Society that's doing it. They're researching Taft Pond.
okay.
Maybe it is, I don't know.
It must have been a mill at some point, I guess, right?
There was just summer camps. There were all summer camps there.
He has the deed that
That
says
started out.
Pearlie Taft owned the mill, but I said Pearlie Taft probably didn't build the mill. The mill was probably built in the late 16, early 1700s, and it passed through hands, and you found a deed that said Pearlie Taft. So he says, exactly. He says, I'm trying to figure out, where the mill came from. And he asked me, he says, you actually found a deed that said Sawmill Brook? I said, that's why it's named Sawmill Brook, because it wasn't called Tap Brook, it was called Sawmill Brook. And that was first half of the 1800s. I gotta now try and find that deed for him. And that's the same thing the gentleman called me that owns the property that's building that development.
Oh, really?
He wanted it called Tap Brook Lane or something
Right.
like that, and I said, there's already a Taft Street in town.
Hmm.
I said, the fire department never would have approved that.
Yeah.
Said, and the deeds call it Sawmill Brook, they don't call it Tap Brook.
Hmm.
So. And I went on maps the other day, was going someplace, and I set my GPS at the house, and I'm looking at the map, and up came Sawmill Brook Lane. So Google already has it on its maps.
Wow, how about that?
Wow,
Yeah.
Big Brother's watching.
Big
Yeah.
Brother is always watching.
Okay,
So that's it.
make
Wrap
a
it up.
motion
Yep, go for it.
to cancel, suspend the meeting.
Motion to adjourn at
Adjourn, there you go.
8:28. I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Oh, when's our next meeting? February 19th? I think that's what I wrote down.
You tell us what you'd like.
Thought we change the meeting time to 6:30.
You'd like to change it to
I
6:30?
thought we had, I thought we had.
Oh, I don't remember that, but we can. I'm fine with meeting earlier if you'd like. That way because Joan doesn't like staying out too late, so.
No, neither do I.
Okay, let's do it. Is that fine with everyone else? 6:30?
Yeah, I can work around it.
Okay. So Denise will just have to set the doors earlier, I guess. Cause those doors lock.
Town clerk is supposed to accommodate our needs.
Okay.
I'll be sure to tell them that.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, thanks everyone for attending and we'll see you guys on February 19th.